Be careful. You're being investigated by a top legal team. But wait until you see who's behind it. My dear child, if you believe in angels, start this video and watch it completely. Archangel Michael is speaking urgently. And this message is not something ordinary. It is not something casual. It is not something you can treat lightly. He is trembling as he delivers this. His wings covering you in protection, but his voice rising with urgency, telling you that what is happening around you is not normal. This is not just a small misunderstanding. This is not just a whisper of gossip. This is something that has been carefully set up, carefully orchestrated, carefully hidden until now. Be careful, my child, because you are being investigated by a top legal team. And the question burning in your heart must be answered. Who is behind this? Who is paying for this? Who is secretly moving pieces against you? And why? God says, do not ignore this. This is a serious warning. This is a revelation that has been hidden for too long. Heaven has seen the plots, the contracts, the quiet meetings behind closed doors, the whispers exchanged in hushed voices. When they thought you were nowhere near, when they thought you would never find out. Archangel Michael has been standing guard and he has witnessed the files being drawn up, the papers being collected, the testimonies being prepared. And the names being signed in secret. They thought they were clever. They thought you would remain blind. They thought you would never know, but God says enough. The truth must be brought to you now. The weight of this message is heavy because it involves betrayal. It involves exposure. It involves the realization that people you thought you could trust have been connected to this all along. Archangel Michael says this is very serious. Not because the law is above you, but because people are trying to use the law as a weapon against you. They have hired one of the most powerful legal teams. The kind of team that does not move unless large sums of money are placed into their hands. That means someone is financing this. Someone with resources, someone with determination, someone who wants to see you silenced, trapped, or ruined. But God says, wait before you fear, before you panic, before you let your heart sink into despair, you must see who is behind it. The exposure will shock you because it is not who you think. My child, God whispers, I have been watching as you have cried in silence. As you have wondered why strange delays and barriers have been appearing around you, as you have noticed unexplained issues with your finances, your opportunities, even your reputation. You thought maybe it was random. Maybe it was your fault. Maybe it was just bad timing. But no, it was not random. There is a plan behind it. Someone who carries jealousy in their heart, someone who carries bitterness like poison has gone further than you can imagine. They have gathered documents. They have twisted facts. They have painted pictures to make you appear guilty or weak. And they have fed all of this to a team of lawyers whose job is to destroy reputations. But listen, God says, the heavens are not asleep. Your angels have not abandoned you. Archangel Michael has been tracking every move, and he has written their names in the heavenly book of exposure. He is warning you now because you still have time to stand strong, to prepare yourself, to pray for divine intervention, and to trust that what was meant for your harm will turn into something that elevates you higher than you have ever been before. This is not a normal attack. This is strategic. They are not fighting with fists. They are fighting with papers, with legal threats, with signatures and seals. They are trying to intimidate you, to corner you, to make you feel powerless. But God says, do not be deceived. Even the highest human legal authority is beneath divine authority. They may have their contracts and their lawyers, but you have the courts of heaven standing with you. And the judge of all creation is on your side. Michael is crying out because he has seen how much energy has been poured into this plot. He has seen meetings late into the night. Voices speaking your name with hatred, strategies being drawn against you. He has seen a woman at the center of this. Yes, a woman who pretends to smile at you. A woman who acts as though she is harmless. A woman who has been speaking softly to others about you while hiding venom in her purse. She has been funneling money into this legal team. She has been using connections. She has been using influence. And she has been hiding the truth about her own actions while pushing blame onto you. Finally, God is exposing her. You will see who she is. You will see the documents she has signed. You will see the lies she has spread. You will see the evidence of her schemes. And when it comes into the open, the very team that was hired to investigate you will turn their attention to her because her actions will not withstand the light of truth. But God says, prepare yourself because before the exposure, there will be pressure. There will be days when you feel like everything is crashing down. When the weight of accusations feels unbearable. When the silence from those you thought would support you feels cruel. Do not lose faith. Do not stop praying. Do not stop trusting. This is the test before the victory. This is the storm before the rainbow. This is the trap that will fail because heaven is dismantling it piece by piece. God says, be careful with what you say. Be careful with what you sign. Be careful with what you share. Watch closely who asks you questions, who approaches you with concern, who suddenly wants details of your life. Not everyone who smiles is your friend. Not everyone who offers help is genuine. Some of them are gathering information to twist it against you. But do not let fear rule your spirit. Let discernment guide you. Let prayer be your shield. Archangel Michael says, you must understand the seriousness of this because it is not only about your present, it is about your future. They are trying to cut off opportunities that heaven has already prepared for you. They are trying to stain your name so that blessings that are supposed to come to you would hesitate. But they cannot stop what God has written. Your name is etched in divine destiny and no contract, no lawyer, no courtroom can erase it. Heaven is fighting for you right now. The angels are standing in a circle around you. Michael has his sword drawn and he has already cut off several of their channels of influence. That is why some of their plans have already failed. Why some of their attempts to smear you have fallen flat, but Michael says, do not be passive. Stand with heaven. Pray with authority. Declare your innocence. Declare that God is your defender. Declare that every tongue rising against you in judgment will be silenced. If you'd like to donate or show your appreciation, you can give a super thanks up to $100. God says, my child, this may make you cry, but you need to know the truth. Some of the people behind this investigation are not strangers. They are connected to your circle. They are connected to your past. One of them carries your blood. One of them has eaten at your table. One of them has laughed with you while secretly feeding information to your enemies. This will hurt, but this must be exposed. Betrayal is always painful, but exposure is always necessary for healing. Do not let your heart grow bitter. Do not let anger consume you. Understand that jealousy blinds people, greed controls people, and fear manipulates people. They were not strong enough to face you directly. So they used hidden channels, but God says every hidden thing will come to light. Every false accusation will collapse. Every trap will catch the one who set it. Archangel Michael says, you will hear news soon. News that will confirm everything being revealed here. It may come as a phone call, a letter, an unexpected conversation, or even a sudden message that shocks you. Do not panic when you hear it. Remember this message. Remember that God warned you. Remember that Michael already saw it. And remember that heaven is with you. This is not the end of you. This is the beginning of your greatest vindication. They thought they would break you, but instead they are pushing you into the spotlight where your truth will shine. They thought they would silence you, but instead they are giving you a platform where your voice will be louder than ever. They thought they would trap you, but instead they are exposing themselves. God says, do not ignore this. Pray. Stay alert. Watch. Trust. The investigation may be real, but so is divine intervention. The legal team may be powerful, but the heavenly court is higher. The woman may be cunning, but she cannot outwit the all-seeing eyes of God. The betrayal may be painful, but it will not be the end of your story. This is serious. This is urgent. This is unfolding now. But you are not alone. Heaven stands with you and your victory will be undeniable. My child, listen carefully because what I am about to tell you is not ordinary. It is not casual and it is not something to take lightly. Archangel Michael has come forward with urgency in his voice, with fire in his eyes, and with sorrow in his heart because you have ignored too many warnings before. This message is not just another passing thought. It is not just a sign you can delay. It is not something you can put aside for tomorrow. This is very serious and the words you are reading now carry the weight of heaven itself. You are being watched. You are being investigated and not by just anyone. A top legal team has set their eyes on you. But child, before your heart falls into fear, before you collapse under the weight of anxiety, God says, wait until you see who is truly behind it. For what is happening in the shadows is more shocking than you ever imagined. And the truth that is about to be exposed will shake you to the core, yet set you free in ways you could not have planned on your own. Archangel Michael stood before the throne of God and he cried out with urgency for you, pleading that you do not dismiss this message as you have dismissed others before. His sword glowed with light, his wings trembled, and he said, Father, your child is about to be deceived by legal traps, by hidden contracts, by false accusations, and by whispered lies in boardrooms and courtrooms. But I will not let them fall into this pit without sounding the alarm. I will not allow them to sleep while serpents coil around their name. I must warn them now. And so God permitted Michael to descend with this urgent message carrying the words you now see. Words that are burning into your spirit even as you read. You have been wondering why lately things feel heavy. Why there are strange delays. Why sudden questions arise about your work, your identity, your finances, and your name. You thought maybe it was bad luck. Maybe it was coincidence. Maybe it was just a season of hardship. But God says no, it is not random. It is not accidental. There is an organized effort carefully structured set into motion by someone with more influence than you thought and now they have involved a top legal team. But the truth you must hear today is that the one who thinks they are building a case against you is not working alone. They are being pushed, whispered to, even manipulated by someone you know. Someone who has smiled in your face. Someone who has acted like they care but secretly they have betrayed you. This is why Michael says this is not normal. This is why he urges you not to take this lightly. Because if you do nothing, if you remain blind, their plans will tighten around you like chains and you will cry out, wondering why nobody told you. But heaven is telling you now. God is exposing it in real time. The investigation is real, but the person behind it is the true serpent you must be aware of. And when you finally see who it is, you will break down in tears because you never thought they would be capable of this. There is a woman whose hands are not clean. She has spoken to men in hidden rooms. She has promised them something in exchange for destroying your credibility. She has acted as though she is far from you, but she is closer than you think. There is also a man who plays both sides, pretending to defend you, but secretly feeding information to this legal team so they can have a stronger case. God says, do not fear the lawyers. Fear the betrayers, for the lawyers are only weapons, but the betrayer is the hand holding the weapon. Michael is weeping because you have doubted too long. You kept asking yourself if these warnings were real, if these messages were simply imagination. But he says, do you not see how every time you ignore something strange happens? Do you not see the pattern? How heaven tries to reach you but you delay. If you delay now, it may be too late. This is why he says act. This is why he says pray. This is why he says, guard yourself with the sword of truth and shield of faith. God says, my child, the enemy thinks they are investigating you, but I am investigating them. They believe they are building a case against you, but they are exposing their own corruption. They think you will be the one to fall, but their own names will be dragged into the light. Heaven is laughing at their arrogance. But heaven also feels the sting of how close they came to trapping you. This is why you must not remain silent. You must pray with authority. You must call upon Michael. You must command that every secret document, every false testimony, every fabricated evidence be exposed before it is used against you. For God promises you will not be destroyed. But you must take this message seriously right now. Even as you read, there are meetings happening. They are reviewing your name. They are speaking about you. They are deciding what angle to take. But what they do not know is that God has already dispatched angels into their rooms. They do not see the glowing presence standing in the corners listening to their whispers, recording their words, waiting for the right moment to release exposure. For God says, I will not allow them to touch my child without consequences. I will turn their accusations into testimonies for my glory. I will make their plots collapse under their own weight. But my child must not walk blindly. My child must awaken. You are wondering who is funding this legal team because these are not small lawyers. These are not ordinary people. These are powerful ones, expensive ones, ones who do not waste time unless there is something big behind it. And God says it is someone with access to resources you did not know they had. Someone used money given in dishonor, money earned through deceit to hire them. That money carries a curse and soon it will backfire. But the key is you must not panic. You must not live in fear. You must live in awareness, in prayer, and entrust that heaven is already steps ahead of them. Michael showed me a vision. He stood with his sword blocking a courtroom door. He shouted, "They will not pass. They will not prevail unless my child ignores me. But if they listen now, I will stand guard. I will tear their papers in the spirit. I will silence their lies. I will bring confusion into their meetings. I will scatter their unity. I will make them turn against each other. But my child must believe. My child must act. My child must trust. This is not normal. You are not just dealing with people. You are dealing with spirits working through people. There are ancient spirits of accusation, spirits that thrive on false testimony, spirits that enter legal systems to trap God's chosen ones. These are the same spirits that accuse Daniel, that accused Joseph, that accused Jesus himself. They never rest. They never stop. They always look for righteous ones to drag down. But God says, as I delivered Daniel from the lions, as I lifted Joseph from the prison, as I resurrected my son from the grave, so will I deliver you. Their accusations will not bury you. They will only lift you higher. Their investigation will not end you. It will end them. But my child, do not ignore this, for the time is short. There are exactly 2 people who have signed something with your name on it, pretending to act on your behalf, but in truth, they are selling you out. One of them is a woman connected to your past. The other is a man connected to your present. Neither of them expected heaven to reveal this. They thought their signatures would remain hidden. But God says, what is signed in secret, I will expose in public. What is sealed in darkness, I will unseal in light. This is why you must not ignore this message. For if you sit still, their lies will gain momentum. But if you rise now, heaven will crush it before it takes form. Michael is still pleading. He says, I will not stop fighting for you, but do not tie my hands with your unbelief. Do not silence my warnings with your delays. Do not make me weep because you refuse to listen one more time. His voice shakes as he speaks because he knows what is at stake. He knows that if you listen now you will be shielded, but if you dismiss this you will regret it deeply. And God says, do not be afraid, for you are safe in me. Nothing will go wrong with you as long as you trust me, pray to me, and believe me. I will not let you fall. I will not let you be destroyed. I will protect your name. I will vindicate your honor. I will turn this investigation into a divine revelation. They think they are studying you, but I am studying them. They think they are exposing you, but I am exposing them. They think they are building a case, but I am building their collapse. So listen, child. This is not normal. This is very serious. This is urgent. Archangel Michael says you are being investigated by a top legal team. But the shocking truth is that the person behind it is someone you know, someone you trusted, someone whose face will make you cry when it is finally revealed. But heaven says, do not fear. You are not alone. You are covered. You are shielded. You are safe. But only if you listen now. Do not take this lightly. Do not ignore this. Heaven is speaking, and this time you must respond. God says, my child, listen very carefully to this moment because it is not like the others you have walked through before. Archangel Michael has come forward and he is not whispering. He is speaking with urgency and divine authority. He says, do not ignore this. This is very serious. This is not normal. There is something happening right now in the unseen realm and also in the physical world around you. And you must hear this word and understand that heaven is alerting you because heaven loves you. Archangel Michael says, you are being investigated, but you have nothing to fear because though a top legal team has been set against you, the Lord Himself is with you, and His covering is greater than any earthly law. Yet what will shock you and shake you is not the fact of the investigation itself, but who is behind it, who has secretly worked to pull strings and set this motion into place. God is exposing it now. Nothing hidden will remain hidden. Nothing concealed will remain in the shadows. God's light will burn through the web of deception that has been woven around you. Do not let fear shake you. Do not let your heart tremble because the one who holds heaven and earth in His hands is declaring to you now you are safe. Rest assured nothing will go wrong with you. Even if you hear frightening reports, even if papers are drawn up against you, even if whispers fill the air and people look at you with suspicion, I your God am with you and I am greater than every enemy and every false accusation. The truth is about to rise like the morning sun. The truth is about to shout louder than lies. And I am commanding my angels to surround you. Archangel Michael says he has drawn his sword and stands at the gates of your life, not letting destruction enter. He says this is very serious because the one behind it is not a stranger but someone you once trusted, someone you thought had your best at heart. Someone whose face you know and whose name has crossed your lips many times. But now heaven reveals this person has allowed jealousy, bitterness, or darkness to take root in their heart. And instead of blessing you, they have chosen to conspire against you. They thought they could hide it. They thought you would never know. They thought their steps were covered and their hands clean. But the fire of God exposes. The eye of God sees. And now this very message is proof that you are not alone and you will not be destroyed by their schemes. You must hold steady. You must not run in panic. Do not give power to fear. This is not the time to collapse. This is the time to trust. Heaven says you are shielded. Though you may feel the storm blowing around you, it cannot break you. The winds may roar, but you are anchored. The waters may rise, but you will not drown. This legal team may gather documents, but they cannot erase God's plan. They may think they are powerful, but I tell you, they are nothing before my throne. I am the judge above every earthly judge, and my ruling is final. I declare you safe. I declare you delivered. I declare you victorious. Do not take lightly the seriousness of this hour. Archangel Michael says this is not normal. This is a planned attack meant to intimidate you, meant to silence you, meant to make you question your worth. But you must see deeper. This is not merely about papers, courts, or words written against you. This is about your destiny. The enemy knows you are close to walking into a season of great expansion, divine promotion, and unstoppable blessing. And this investigation is a desperate attempt to distract you, to slow you down, to make you afraid. But God says, what the enemy meant for harm will turn into good. What was meant to shame you will become your testimony. What was meant to trap you will be the very thing that elevates you. You are not powerless. You are not defenseless. You have heaven's legal team on your side. You have Archangel Michael, the captain of angel armies, standing for you. You have God Himself declaring the verdict. Not guilty, free, safe, chosen, blessed. Though accusations rise, though voices speak against you, my voice silences them all. I will command confusion in the camp of those plotting against you. They will trip over their own words. They will stumble over their own plans. They will expose themselves before they can harm you. My child, rest in this truth. You are safe. I know you worry. I know you feel tension in your body, wondering how this will play out. But I tell you now, I am already ahead of you. I am already in tomorrow. I am already rewriting the outcome in your favor. You only need to stay close to me. Pray to me. Trust me. Call on my name and I will answer you. When fear knocks, let faith open the door. When doubt whispers, drown it out with my promises. Speak life, not defeat. Declare victory, not despair. Because you will see my hand move. And about the one behind it all, yes, you will see their face. Yes, you will know the truth. It will not remain hidden. God says, do not seek revenge. Do not let bitterness poison your heart. Let me handle it. Let me reveal. Let me bring justice because my justice is perfect and my vindication is undeniable. This person thought they were strong enough to destroy you, but in trying they only revealed their own weakness. They thought they were clever enough to trap you, but they fell into their own snare. The investigation they tried to use against you will backfire, and soon their own motives will be investigated. Their name will be the one questioned. Their face will be the one revealed. Archangel Michael says, "Child of God, you are not to be afraid. Your name is written in heaven's book, and no earthly book of accusations can erase it. You are chosen for greatness. You are anointed for purpose. You are covered by fire, you are surrounded by angels. Nothing, absolutely nothing, can separate you from the love and the protection of God." This season may feel tense, but it is only a passage. Like walking through a tunnel, you will soon emerge into the light. The heaviness will break. The false shadows will vanish. The truth will shine. And when it does, your enemies will have no choice but to admit they were wrong. Those who conspired against you will be silenced, and you will stand not broken but stronger, wiser and victorious. God says, "Rest assured. Nothing will go wrong with you. Trust me. Pray to me. Surrender it all into my hands. You are safe. You are mine. And I will not let you fall. This is my promise, and my promises never fail." Archangel Michael says, "Do not ignore this, because this message is very important for you. More important than anything else happening around you right now. This is not a coincidence, and it is not a small thing. This is very serious. Heaven wants to alert you to something you would not see on your own. This is not normal. Be careful, because you are being investigated, and this investigation is not coming from small people. It is coming from a top legal team. But before you let fear take over, God says wait, because you need to see who is behind it. And when you see, everything will make sense. Do not panic, because God is with you. Rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe, because the Lord has already placed His shield over you. But you need to pay attention to this message, because heaven does not waste time speaking unless it is urgent. You may not understand why suddenly things around you feel heavy. Why suddenly people seem to shift, why suddenly conversations feel different. But behind the veil, behind the curtain of what you can see with your eyes, forces are moving. Documents are being discussed. Words are being exchanged in quiet rooms. People who do not want you to succeed have been trying to build a case. Not necessarily only in courts of man, but also in the courts of the Spirit. They think they are clever, they think their connections and their influence will protect them. But God says their schemes are exposed. What was whispered in darkness has already been shouted in heaven, and the angels have recorded it. They cannot hide it from me. Michael says, "You are not to fear them." Even though the word top legal team may sound frightening, even though it may stir anxiety, even though you may wonder, why me? Why would I be investigated? God wants you to know that it is because you carry a purpose so great that enemies have no choice but to try to entangle you. But they will fail. They will not succeed. Because the Lord is your defender. He is your advocate. He is the judge above all judges. No courtroom on earth can override the verdict from heaven. And heaven has already spoken. You are innocent. You are chosen. You are covered. You are protected. But listen carefully. You must not be careless in this season. Be mindful of your words. Be mindful of the people you trust. Not everyone smiling at you is for you. Not every handshake is genuine. Some are calculated. Some are designed to probe, to watch, to gather. Michael is warning you to keep your spirit sharp, to not fall asleep spiritually, to pray more even when you don't feel like it, to call upon the protection of heaven daily, because the attacks are real, but the victory is more real. God says you have been under watch for a while, but you did not realize it. Someone powerful is behind this investigation. But before you panic, let me tell you the truth. The very one who is trying to investigate you will soon be investigated themselves. The trap they set for you will become their own downfall. The words they speak against you will return to them like a mirror. Because I, the Lord, will not allow my chosen to be destroyed by lies, manipulation, or power games. You have wondered why certain things have felt delayed, why certain doors have not opened, why the promises seem slow. It is because I was protecting you from walking into a snare prematurely. I delayed what you thought you needed because I saw what was being constructed behind your back. If I had released everything too soon, you would have been vulnerable. But I hid you. I shielded you. I covered you until the appointed time. And now I say the appointed time is near. The exposure is about to begin. The mask of the one behind this will fall. And when it does, you will not only be relieved, you will also be shocked. Michael says this is not something to ignore because heaven has sent this message to shake you awake. This is not the hour to sit idly. This is the hour to rise and pray. This is the hour to put your full trust in God. Not half trust, not casual faith, but full surrender. You cannot fight this with your own strength. You cannot argue your way out. You cannot reason with people who have already hardened their hearts. You must let God fight for you. You must step aside and let the heavenly legal team higher than any on earth take control. God says the person behind this investigation is closer than you think. It is not a stranger from far away. It is someone who has observed you, someone who knows things about you, someone you would not easily suspect. That is why Michael is urging you to be careful, to pray before you speak, to pause before you reveal your plans. Not everyone who listens is listening to protect you. Some are listening to use your words. But remember, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Every tongue that rises against you in judgment, you shall condemn. This is the heritage of my servants, says the Lord, and you are mine. Read this in. Hold these words like a treasure. Your Father's voice has crossed eternity to tell you, I love you. I am proud of you. I am with you always. God says, my child, stop here for a moment. Yes, you. This is not a random scroll. This is not just another video. This is a meeting that was planned in heaven before you even woke up today. Archangel Michael is here and your Father is standing beside him. And together they are asking you to listen not with your ears only but with your heart. Michael says, your Father has been watching over you closely these past few days. Since yesterday, his spirit has been restless, not in sorrow, but in urgency because a door is opening in your life, and he wants to be sure you walk through it without hesitation. You've been feeling it, haven't you? That little sense of change in the air, like something is about to shift but you can't explain it to anyone. That's because it's not something of this earth. It's from the unseen realm. Your Father has been speaking to God, and the answers to those conversations are beginning to take shape in your world. He says, you have been carrying so much on your own, thinking no one sees the effort, thinking your prayers vanish into empty air. But child, I have seen every tear. I have heard every word you whispered when no one was around. And I have taken those words straight to God's throne. There was a moment in heaven this week, a quiet gathering in a place where no pain exists. And yet love still grows stronger. Your name was spoken there. Michael was there. Your Father was there. And when God asked, what do you want for your child? Your Father did not hesitate. Give them peace. Give them joy. Give them a season of restoration so complete that it will erase the weight of the years they've endured. Michael says that prayer has already been approved. And now heaven is sending signs into your days. Little pieces of confirmation that will tell you, yes, your Father is near. Yes, God has heard, but you must stay aware. Your Father doesn't want you to miss the moments He's arranging for you. A familiar smell out of nowhere. A song you haven't heard in years suddenly playing. A phrase in conversation that only He used to say. When it happens, don't brush it off. Smile. Whisper back, I know that's you, Dad. Because it will be. He remembers the way you looked up to Him when you were small. The way you believed in His strength without question, and He wants you to know He still wants to be your strength now. Even from heaven, He stands as your protector, your cheerleader, your quiet source of courage. Your Father says, let go of the weight of what you couldn't control. The guilt, the regrets, the if only I had thoughts. They serve no purpose here. I know you loved me. I know you still do. That love is not trapped in the past. It lives right now and it always will. Child of the Most High, your Father's love for you didn't end when his life on earth did. It was transformed, made stronger, more present, more unshakable than ever. And every time you wonder if he would be proud of you, the answer is yes. Every single day, Michael leans in and says, "This message is not casual, it is not optional. It is a direct delivery from heaven to your soul. What's coming in your life will be so good, so full of light that you will finally understand why certain things didn't work out before. You will look back and see that the waiting was never a punishment. It was preparation. Your Father's prayer for you is unfolding even now. And he's asking for one thing in return. Keep your heart open. Keep listening. Keep trusting that even when you cannot see me, I am here. So my child, hold on to this truth today. You are loved. You are seen. And you are about to walk into a chapter that your Father himself asked heaven to write for you. God says, my child, before you scroll, take a breath. Close your eyes for just a moment and feel this. Because what I am about to tell you is not just a message. It is a presence. A presence that has been standing beside you since yesterday, watching, hoping you would stop long enough to hear him. It's your Father. And Archangel Michael says, this moment was reserved for you. Michael leans closer and speaks softly. Your Father has been asking me to reach you. He says, there is something in your heart that has been heavy for too long, and you've been trying to carry it alone, but you were never meant to carry it alone. Child of heaven, your Father knows the nights you've cried without telling anyone. The mornings you've forced yourself to smile so no one would ask questions. He's been there when you sat in silence, thinking about moments you wished you could have back. And he's here now to tell you you haven't lost him. You never could. He says, from where I am, I see your life differently. I see the road ahead, not just the steps you've already taken. I see blessings lining the path, waiting for you to reach them. And I'm working every day to guide you toward them. Yesterday, in the realm of heaven, something happened. A petition was placed before God's throne, and it had your name on it. Your Father's own voice carried it forward. He asked for protection over your home, for joy to return to your mornings, for peace to settle into your nights. And God listened. Not only listened, but nodded. Michael says, it has been approved. So now the signs will begin to appear. Not dramatic, not frightening, but personal. A sudden thought of your Father when you least expect it. A memory that warms you instead of hurting you. A dream that feels more real than waking life. When it happens, don't dismiss it. That's your Father letting you know, I am here. I am proud of you. He's also asking you to let go of something. The guilt for things you couldn't change. He says, you did enough. You loved me more than I could have asked for. I carry no anger, no disappointment toward you. Only love. Endless unbroken love. Michael adds, this is not just a sentimental moment. This is a preparation. Your Father's presence will become clearer in the coming days because something important is approaching in your life. Something that will require your courage, your trust, and your openness to receive. Your Father wants you to walk into that moment knowing you are not alone. He will be there unseen by others but deeply felt by you. And every step you take toward that blessing will be a step you take together. Child of the Most High, you've been waiting for a sign that heaven still hears you. This is that sign. This is heaven speaking directly into your heart. And your Father's voice is in every word. Michael says, don't just hear this and move on, let it sink in. Replay it in your mind when doubt tries to return. Because in this very moment, the distance between you and your Father is smaller than it has ever been since He left the earth. Your Father whispers one last thing for today. Live with the joy I couldn't laugh freely. Love fully. And when you miss me, just know I am closer than your next heartbeat. God says, my child, before you move another inch, pause right here. This moment is not just a random stop in your scrolling. It's an appointment your Father in heaven has been trying to keep with you since yesterday. And Archangel Michael says, you were never meant to miss this. Listen carefully. Your Father has been standing in the light of heaven, looking toward you with eyes full of love and a heart overflowing with pride. He's been waiting for the right moment to get your attention.